My name is Jessica Michaud. I'm a health and weight management coach, and I wanted to talk with you today about an incredible nutrient line designed for kids ages 2 through 12 called the DNA Miracles line. It's an exclusive brand with a company called Shop.com who distributes many of the nutrients that I recommend for my clients. The DNA Miracles line is an incredible line of natural, chemical, and dye-free products. It includes both unique and highly absorbable supplements, as well as bath and body products for children and for adults. I'm going to focus today on the supplement options to support your child, but be sure to check out the soothing ointment if you get a chance. It's one of my favorite body products. So starting with foundational nutrition, the DNA line has 3 different blends of a comprehensive multivitamin and multimineral, which of course we know all of our kids should be taking. The first one is the DNA Miracles Chewable Multi, which you can see here. It has no artificial colors or flavors, and it doesn't have the amount or the kinds of fillers and binders that are common in some of the over-the-counter vitamins such as hydrogenated oils or talc, which may be harmful. Definitely worth looking at the supplements you might be giving your children to look at what the fillers and the binders are that they are using. The other thing I like about it is that it only has 1 gram of sugar, which is half of most brands that are on the market. It comes in a really great tasting mixed berry flavor. It has added vitamin D, zinc, vitamin E, and C, which are all designed to help boost your child's immune system. Next, we have 2 multivitamins that are from the highly absorbable Isotonic brand. These are the 2 you see here. So let me explain isotonic for a second. When you take something isotonically, it means it's the same pressure as your blood, your saliva, your sweat. So your body basically sees it as the same and readily absorbs it. When you can absorb a nutrient, you can utilize it, and that's really what separates this supplement apart. When you take something isotonically, it's about as close to taking something intravenously. So it's very bioavailable to the body and readily absorbs on an empty stomach any time of day. So to do this, it's really simple and delicious. So you simply mix 2 ounces of water, shown here by the sort of half line on the overcap, per 1 serving of the vitamin. And 1 serving of the vitamin would be this sort of small cap that you see underneath it. What's nice about this, so you can see the small cap right there. What's nice is that you can combine a lot of different isotonic supplements together to make a custom cocktail. And what's also great is like a lot of kids don't like to take pills or have, just some digestive issues, so drinking their vitamins is really easy. Keep in mind, because of that, since your kids get to drink it, it tastes like a yummy sweet tart. Just a tiny bit of natural fruit sugar to sweeten it and to make it palatable, and also to help the isotonic delivery system. It's a clean product. There's no soy, dairy, gluten, binders, fillers. It's free of dyes, and in most of the products, it has no detectable GMOs, pretty much all of them. So you can feel really good about giving them to your kids. So there's 2 here. One is the DNA Miracles Isotonic Multivitamin. One is for foundational support. That's this one for all kids 2 through 12. And really they can just simply switch to the Isotonic adult version if they like taking it in this format. The DNA Miracles Isotonic Plus is a little bit of a souped up version. This has added ingredients for additional digestive, neurological, and metabolic support, including a complex of different active forms of the B vitamins, including folate, B6, and B12. This is really important as there's a whole lot of us, about 75%, that actually can't absorb and methylate B vitamins properly. And we need that in order to be able to have good energy, brain, and cell development. So who would this one be for? Perhaps if you have a child that has special needs, if you have a child that's on the spectrum, if you have a child that has been diagnosed with ADHD, if your child has digestive issues, this would kind of give a little bit more nutrient value for that child. Next, let's talk about gut health. So gut health is paramount to everybody's immune system, whether you're a child or you're an adult. The foundation, though, of gut health starts when we're kids. And the health of our gut can be compromised by so many things that we're not even aware of, whether we were born via C-section, if we were or we weren't breastfed, if we take antibiotics, what kind and how long, and so many other things, including so many of the foods we may eat that we're not aware that we might have issues with. So it's really important to populate the gut with friendly bacteria that can be killed off by all the factors that I was just mentioning. So 2 of my favorite probiotics, one you have to click into the DNA Miracles area to see it. It's this one, the DNA Miracles Probiotic Extra. This is for infants age 0 through 2. I love this because it's so easy for kids to take. You just mix it in a bottle with water. It's perfect for a colic child or someone with GI distress. It contains pro and prebiotics. The prebiotics help feed the good bacteria. It also has a safe amount of vitamin D, which is typically recommended by pediatricians via a dropper. And this is largely the reason why pediatricians often say add whole milk as they get a little bit older, but many kids we're finding are intolerant to dairy, or just genuinely, perhaps you're someone who doesn't want to give your child dairy. So this is a way more absorbable form of vitamin D. This was a big issue for my son, who we introduced dairy too early. He ended up, not because we introduced it early, but we did discover that he had a dairy allergy. And we were struggling to get vitamin D in him in a good amount. And we created a whole lot of gut issues for him at a young age because we had been feeding him foods that we weren't aware he had issues with until we developed later in life that we knew the allergies and stuff that he had. The other probiotics, which I love, is this chewable probiotic, and that you can find right here. This has 5 strains of probiotics, all highly tested variations that kids need to boost their immune system. It's in a chewable form. There's 500 billion CFUs, and it's shelf stable, so you don't have to keep it in the refrigerator. So probiotics are really great, obviously, to get into their belly and help flourish their belly. But what's nice about the chewable is that for those of you that might have kids that are not great toothbrushers, to have probiotics in a chewable form means that it's sort of doing double duty because it's putting all that good bacteria in their mouths while they're chewing. So it helps keep their mouth super fantastic. So further belly issues can be a result of not being able to absorb the nutrients from the foods or being able to digest them properly. Sometimes this can become evident because we see a child has an allergy to a food, but there's so many people that develop food sensitivities and maybe they just have a little bit of a stomach ache or they get a little bit of eczema and you're not really aware of what that's connected to. So this is where digestive enzymes come into play. So the digestive enzymes come in 2 forms. One is in this 90 serving bottle where you can, it's good to keep at home and mix, at home with meals. The other are in these handy packets, which I live on. So these are great to throw in a diaper bag and a purse if you are someone who travels. This is probably the number one thing my family takes. And even though, we certainly try our best to have everybody eat healthy all the time, that's not always something I can control. And kids are kids and we want to have them, try a variety of different foods, but not everything works for them. So this is definitely highly requested when my kids' stomachs feel off or mine, or if they're having trouble digesting something. So again, even though we kind of try to feed our kids healthy, there's just so many things in the foods that are somewhat beyond our control. Chemicals, pesticides, even when we do our best, we could use kind of the extra support to break down and be able to digest the food and really help to keep the integrity of the GI tract. But it's really important for us to do this with kids because we're kind of laying the groundwork for good digestive support going forward. So the digestive enzymes have all the enzymes needed to break down the basic things that are in food, like starches, sugars, and proteins found in all of our foods. But what I love most is that they contain 2 particular enzymes that break down casein, which is the protein for milk or dairy, and gluten, which is the protein found in grains, wheat, and barley. So for example, if you have a child who you now know has celiac, no matter how many, food restrictions you do, you know that there's often cross-contamination. Sometimes there's foods that mimic grains in your body. Sometimes you might be at a restaurant and you have cross-contamination and your child might sort of have stomach pains, or maybe they just want to have pizza, because they're out with their friends and they don't want to tell you, but then they have a stomach ache later. The other issue is that for so many of my friends and their kids that develop celiac, or even like with my son, dairy allergies and stuff, we didn't discover this until later in life. So their gut flora has already been populated with some of, the grains and stuff. So while elimination is certainly key and really important, doing some repair work is really important as well. And that's where these enzymes can come into play. Enzymes are also really important because, when we eat out in restaurants, so much of the food versus natural cooking has a lot of salt or fat and sugar present. So it's really helpful to help with that. Again, I love it because you can travel with it or you can have it just at home in the 90 serving value bottle. So this leads me to my next question, which is, are your kids eating fish? I know I struggle with my kids, both from an allergy perspective and just a personal, dislike of fish. But we know adults need about 8 ounces daily or equivalent of fish to get the right amount of EPA and DHA, which is needed to get optimal cognitive function, decrease inflammation, assist with mobility, cholesterol, heart and brain health, and boost immunity. But for some kids, even 1 serving a week can be a challenge, right? So for their brain development, for their behavior development, for their motor development and immunity, all of this is supported by therapeutic amounts of fish oils of a good quality. So what I love about the DNA Miracles Omega-3 is it's in a really easy to take emulsion, okay? It's like in a mango flavor. You can get the right amount of fish oils that you need. It has the perfect balance, and it's just, like a teaspoon serving that they can eat, and it tastes great. So, what about supplements that kind of fill the gaps in our diet? So, OPC3, which you see here in two different forms, is a super antioxidant. So, this actually helps reverse cell damage, which as we get older becomes, really important. It also helps reduce reactions to allergies and inflammation. This is another staple kind of to boost immunity. So this is great for kids who are recovering from sports injuries, for kids that aren't feeling great and you want to boost their immune system, for kids who might be having a histamine response, perhaps to the cut on an arm, that's inflamed, or their leg or something like that, or for kids who have seasonal or food allergies or dog and cat allergies and things like that, because it has natural antihistamine properties. OPC3 was actually the first kind of nutrient line in this isotonic line that I was introduced to in 1997, so long ago, because I was having radiation. And this was a product that helped, as I was saying before, kind of reverse and help cell damage. So what it has done for me since then is gotten me off all my allergy meds, definitely building immune system and helping to provide antioxidant protection. But where I've seen it with my family is I've noted I have kids that have a whole host of allergies, from airborne, pets, and food allergies, and it's done an amazing job building their immune system. Because it's a food supplement, you can megadose on it. So if they're going to a house with dogs or cats, or they come back from a house with dogs or cats, I'm able to provide it to them in therapeutic dosages. And I'm able to sort of load up perhaps in seasons when pollen is high and stuff like that. So this has been sort of a lifesaver in our house. It comes in two different forms. The chewable is, easy to take on the go and stuff. And then the isotonic form. So the isotonic form is definitely more potent. In the DNA line, it's kind of souped up. It has additional added support for neurological and metabolic support function. It's great, again, for children with ADHD and has great benefits. It works really well with the omega-3s to help fill in the gaps in their diet, and again, to build the immune system. So if you have any questions on any of these nutrients, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. You can reach me at my email at my name, Jess, Jess, and my last name, Michaud, at verizon.net. This website is jessmichaudsupplements.com, which you are welcome to click around. As you click onto any of these links, you'll see that there's more information about all of them, including the ingredients, frequently asked questions, and often, especially in the case of the OPC, you'll see the science that backs up all of these products. Studies, OPC is actually one of the most widely studied ingredients. It's based on a pycnogenol, so you'll see all the different studies that back it up. So thank you for taking the time to review all this stuff with me, and again, happy to answer questions that you might have. Take care.